Welcome back once again, and thank you for watching my AP Biology 101 video course video. Sorry. Today on this episode, I will be talking about population ecology. Let's jump right on in. Okay. A population is a group of individuals of a single species living in the same general area. So, I would say everybody that, here we go. For Dudley High School students. So, the teachers would be a population, the administration would be, I would say the administration and the staff would be considered a population. And then the students would be considered a population. And then the trees that thrive on Dudley High School grounds, that's a population. So everything basically has a population. Okay, so density is the number of individuals per unit area or value. And dispersion is the pattern of spacing among individuals within the boundaries of a population. And another sampling technique used to estimate wildlife population is the mark and recapture method. So what they'll do is put down traps to capture animals, and then they'll mark those animals with either a tag, a collar, bands, or spots of dye, and then they release them. And then a few weeks later, after the marked individuals, they're going to mix them with unmarked individuals. And then they'll set the traps again. And then the second capture, it'll show how many organisms are within that population. So it'll show the marked individuals and the unmarked individuals, and that will give the total population in that area. So, immigration is the influx of new individuals from other areas. So that would be like someone from outside of the United States coming into the United States. And then immigration would be the movement of individuals out of a population. So that would be like us living in North Carolina and then us moving to Texas per se. So that's us moving out of our normal population to the Texas population. Okay. And demography is the study of the vital statistics of population and how they change over time. So, the concepts of life history provides a biological foundation of a quantitative understanding of population growth. So, I have three formulas. The top one is the change in population size during the time interval, and then this one is shows zero population growth, and then this one down here shows exponential growth. So this top one, this right here, stands for the change in population over the size during the time interval. And then B stands for the birth during the time interval minus the deaths during the time interval. And the time intervals would be as in years or like the number of generations. So next we have zero population growth, which again is the change in population over the size during the time of the interval. But Rn in this case stands for the rate of per capita increase times the population size will give you zero population growth. And then the last one, which is the same, dn over dt is the same as triangle n over triangle t. So once again, that is the change in population over the size during the time interval. But in this one, you get R max n, which will give you the exponential growth within that year or within that time frame. Okay. Carrying capacity and exponential growth is also known as the J-shaped growth curve. And carrying capacity is the maximum population size that an environment can support, and that is represented by the letter K. So, logistic model of population growth is an S-shaped growth curve instead of a J-shaped growth curve. So exponential is J-shaped, logistic is S-shaped. Each individual added to the population has the same negative effect on a population growth rate. At high population density, selection favors adaptations that enable organisms to survive and reproduce with few resources. So that's where natural selection kind of comes into play. And at low population density, adaptations that promote rapid reproduction, such as the production of numerous small offspring, should be favored. A birth rate or death rate that does not change with the population density is said to be density independent. A death rate that rises as population density rises is said to be density dependent. There are many factors such as competition for resources, territoriality, health, predation, toxic waste, and intrinsic factors that affect a population's density. The study of population dynamics focuses on the complex interactions between biotic, which I told you we're living in the last episode, I believe, or maybe it was the one before that, and abiotic factors, which are non-living, that cause variation in population size, of course. So while many populations fluctuate at an unpredictable interval, others do undergo a regular boom and bust cycle and fluctuating in density with a remarkable regularity, which means 1 minute they're there and then 1 minute they're not there. And this is like a continuous cycle. So, fundamental changes in population dynamics is due to disease and voluntary population control. The movement from the first towards the second state is called the demographic transition. Age structure is a relative number of individuals of each age. So the age structure, it'll start with the youngest age and it'll go to the oldest age that you can have. And from there you can tell which age group is more likely to survive or which age group lives longer than other age groups. In more developed countries, older people tend to live longer. And in underdeveloped countries, there are more young people than there are old people because they don't have health care and other things of that nature to take care of those people. So, ecological footprint summarizes the aggregate land and water area appropriated by each nation to produce all the resources it consumes and absorb all the waste that it generates. So, when they tell you that you're leaving your ecological footprint behind when you waste, when you throw away waste and things like that, this is what they're talking about. Ecological capacity is the actual resource base of each country. So it means once it's reached its max, that's it. It's reached its max. So thank you for watching this episode, and click on my next episode to learn about community ecology.